I think a reaction video, we'll call it, because fuck responding to people. You don't get anything back in terms of an argument, you just get crap. So anyway, that stupid Waterman or whatever the fuck he is, he made some stupid, moronic, cliche, dumb, moron video. So why don't you complainers about prostitution and the social consequences, why don't you come up with a 10-point plan? It's just so stupid. So let's analogize. So, I mean, you have to really do that, just so people can get the circumstance. Alright, let's say that lotteries and raffles were legal. That means that any person could run a lottery or a raffle. And, yeah, there'd be a regulation that said, what the hell did they do here? Fucking goddamn pumped water into my goddamn fucking path. Stupid people who landscaped that yard a few years ago. The woods has never been the same. Look what it's done. The path is all shit. Anyway, where was I? Yeah, so let's say lotteries and raffles were legal, so anybody could run one. So there, we have our libertarian right to sucker each other. The fact is, and you know it, that, poor people are going to be seduced by the, well, I'm never going to be able to afford a car, so I'll buy a $5 lottery ticket to win one. And that's all they would do. They'd be, people would buy thousands of dollars worth of tickets of hope. We see it runs Atlantic City, it runs Las Vegas, it runs state. There's lots of states. I believe the third highest revenue source for the state of New Jersey is a lottery, because it fools people, it sucks them in, it seduces them. It's just a way of selling hope to people, desperate people. And so you're not going to fix that with no 10-point plan. You're not going to, create some way to make lotteries legal where there isn't any liability, where there isn't any poor man gets suckered. There just isn't any way to do it. There's no way to prevent a bunch of people from resorting to it as a way of making money, because it'll be there. Oh shit! You mean I don't have to actually, just sell one product? I can sell one product to 7,000 people, basically. I can make 700 times what the product is worth because I can sucker people into a hope chance. Come on. There's no 10-point plan that fixes that's the social dynamic or corrects for the reality that exists. And you're just playing games here, saying, oh yeah, well, the fault is not in the whatever, and instead it's in the solution or something, or in somebody's opposition. But whatever, it's just complicated, and let's just admit it's complicated. There's no simple solution to the problem, and yeah, you're either kind of choice that damage A is okay or damage B is okay, but there's going to be damage one way or the other. And I just think it's silly to choose the let's exploit each other choice when we can choose the fuck exploitation choice. There's a point where you got to stand for something. Maybe it's just a time, if enough people stand for something, then maybe something can change. So anyway, I wouldn't vote to make lotteries and raffles legal because I know what it would mean, and it would mean a big fucking mess. Alright, so next subject. This stupid Hug Now guy, Hugs Now or whatever. Oh, another fucking asshole. So he's made a whole 4-minute video refuting my 2,000 videos on economics or whatever, my 100 videos. He just said shit. And he can't even paraphrase the argument. I don't hate rich people per se. I mean, if you're a rich person and you disavow the source of your richness and you will vote to abolish inheritance, yeah, then you're not an enemy anymore. You can be rich. It's like being a vegetarian thing. You can be an animal eater, but if you say you're for weaning the next generation off that addiction, well, you win. We're on the same side. But the problem is that most of the politics can't be denied. So it'd just be a game you're playing to sit there and say rich people don't vote in their own interest, and those are the rich I'm talking about, are the ones who are talking the economic theory and justifying a broken system. They're not going to fix the system. They want to make it more broken. They want to abolish the minimum wage. They want to make it so they can own us even more thoroughly and completely. So, fuck you. There's politics here. And the rich is just a metaphor for that politics. Rich man politics. Where it's likely to come from, too. Like I said, that politics doesn't come from nowhere. That propaganda comes from people feeding off of that teat, so to speak. That privileged class who thinks, they're better genetically or something. Because their great-great-great-great-great-great-grandfather stole a whole bunch of money. Anyway. That's where I want to go with this. There's not much to your argument. Let's see. Oh yeah, your argument seems to revolve around some kind of stupid argument that the fact that people watch TV and buy Coca-Cola, poor people, is just as unproductive as the manufacture of mansions and yachts and marble this and gold-plated that's. It's just such bullshit. Billions of people have been served by McDonald's. Billions of people have enjoyed a Coca-Cola. That's part of social infrastructure. And, people like it. They derive pleasure from it. How many people, derive pleasure from the SS Minnow or whatever the fuck some rich guy owns? 12, 15, a year maybe? How many of his summer homes provide any shelter to a human being or any comfort to a human being? Oh, that's right, none. That's what I'm talking about here. Is the rich man's expenditures are like pyramids, like Egyptian pyramids. I've made the fucking metaphor. Dispute it. Explain how it's not like that. Their money is a waste. Then it's hugely much more productive to hire somebody to build a Hoover Dam rather than a dumb fucking pyramid. And that's a fact. And the rich people squander money on private gardens and private luxuries, fancy bullshit that has a very low human satisfaction quotient tied to it. It's an indulgence for one asshole, and then it's gone. It's used up. It's wasted. It's not that complex an argument, and you're not making any counter argument to say rich people are fine. It's not a problem. It's not a coincidence that the consolidation of wealth in such a small percentage of the human race's hands, the numbers haven't been this bad since 1929. It's not a coincidence, asshole. It's a real fucking problem. Consolidation of wealth in the hands of people who do no work to earn it is a real big, giant problem. The amount of money being squandered by human beings living in Harlem getting a welfare check is minuscule compared to the amount of resources wasted in service jobs to the wealthy. And it's just a fact. But neither one I wouldn't justify. So I'm not going to get into some debate between the merit of a poor class and a rich class. I like to get rid of both those classes and have all reward capital go to people who do productive work, not inherit. So, you're just in, this is to sit there and reduce economics to some kind of simplistic, idiotic argument like you did it's a waste of my time arguing with such nonsense. Because these are all important. How people acquire wealth is important. What work is socially productive. These are important. How we decide where investment should be made. It's important. And you just sit there and ignore that substance because you're a little fucking petty twat. And then to complain about what you call these fanboys. What a fucking weasel you are. I mean, I think I noticed the first post on your video was by these opposites of fanboys, these little trolls who just go to every fucking video that's anti somebody else because it's anti their philosophy and say something nice. So what are those assholes? You got a name for that? So fuck you.